Remnant 2 is finally here. One of our most anticipated games of 2023 has arrived. We've been playing it. This is our official review of Remnant 2. This is something we've been playing for a long time. Me and Austin played the original Remnant from the Ashes back in the day. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Played it with Travis. Jason recently got into it on a PC. He got a PC. Very exciting.
Just to play it.
Just to play it.
Right? Yes.
You're like, I don't know, maybe?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of games to play on PC.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It wasn't
There's
one of the
a
first
lot.
games I downloaded, but it was on my list.
Very nice.
So you played a little bit. You liked it a lot. You
Oh, we
enjoyed
loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
So now we have Remnant 2. This is Gunfire Games. This is the sequel to what is the best-selling game of a year when it came out a long time ago. I think it was 2019, I believe. So it's best-selling game, Remnant from the Ashes. Very, very good. And now it's here, and we're excited to dive into it. And we've been playing quite a bit. I think I have 16 and a half hours. Austin, you said you had 15. Jason, where are you sitting at?
17 hours.
17 hours. Look at that.
Yep.
We're all about the same. Look at us. I love it.
And you said you're almost done.
Oh, we are almost done.
I don't know.
Yes.
I hope
I
not.
think we are.
We're not like probably be done with the story, but like everything else inside
Oh, yeah.
that
There's
game,
still a
there's
lot we can
no
go back
fucking
and do.
way.
Yeah.
There's like 800 secrets in this game.
So in this game, you are you're pitting survivors of humanity against new deadly creatures and godlike bosses across terrifying worlds. You can play solo or co-op with two other friends to explore the depths of the unknown to stop an evil from destroying reality itself. To succeed, players will need to rely on their own skills and those of their team to overcome the toughest challenges to stave off humanity's extinction. Now, this game is very much akin to this is like a Dark Souls with guns.
Dark
Or no,
Souls,
maybe even what's the other
Outriders.
more like Bloodborne almost.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You compared
Yeah,
to that. Yeah.
And yes, a little bit of Outriders, got a Outriders vibe, but definitely way better than Outriders.
Oh, yeah.
This makes Outriders look like a piece of shit.
This makes a lot of games look like a piece of shit, if you want me to be honest.
Yes. So the general story idea here is you go back to Ward 13. There's this dilapidated world going on. You meet this woman named Clementine. She goes missing, and your goal at the beginning of the game is to find her. So you travel across these different worlds through these portals to discover where she's at and then ultimately save humanity. I won't go any further beyond that with the story. There's a lot of boss battles, a lot to do, a lot of different worlds to explore. And what's really nice about this is when you first launch in the game, every player that jumps into it is going to randomly start in a different world, which is also kind of cool. So you have a different playthrough experience at the beginning. So we've been playing through this game, played a lot of it. Let's start with Jason.
Yeah.
Tell me, how are you feeling about this game?
Oh, God. There we go. Sorry. This is like, compared to the last one, this is a outstanding sequel. Like, it's just got, I mean, the first one was great. I loved it, but there was a lot of things they could have fixed in it. This one just like blew it out of the water. Stuff that I didn't even expect to fix, you know? And then like on top of that, whenever you go into all these different worlds, it feels like you're playing a different game. It feels like you're in a whole different environment. It feels like a whole new planet each time you jump back and forth. It doesn't feel like No Man's Sky where you go to a different planet. It's kind of similar. You do the same shit, but it just feels like just so different. And there's different mechanics going on. There's different enemies, different bosses to fight. That's just way out there. None of them are the same. It just feels different. Like Brett and I were playing last night, and we were in this one world. It was like a forest, right? Like a jungle. And these floating enemies were like attacking us and stuff like that. And then we finally made it to a robot world, and it just felt like night and day different. And I'm just like, this is fun. And then we were finding all these hidden secrets and stuff like that we didn't even realize were there. There was like not invisible wall, but like a wall with a hologram. We walked right through it and went into a whole new secret room. We found all these secret items and stuff.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's these little walls that like there's like a sound that you hear like in an area, and that's an indicator that there's like a secret in this room somewhere. You just got to look around and like find like, and you can't see like a pathway on the map.
Yeah.
So it doesn't show that there's something beyond that. So you have to just like push up against walls, and all of a sudden, oh, this is an invisible wall. You walk right through, and then it opens up a new area.
And it goes the same with like like going on a ledge or something. If you peek over a ledge, you'll see a little platform. You're like, I don't know if that's somewhere to go. And then you jump over there and it's another hidden way to go. And you'll either find like a secret boss or you'll find like rare loot you can equip and stuff like that. But the game itself, I'm just like, I can play this for hours and hours, and then I can jump into someone else's game and play it for hours and hours and always have a different experience or find something like totally new and something I didn't discover in my last playthrough or anything like that. I am highly enjoying this game, and I like that now we unlocked where we have 2 classes. So you don't have to just stick with one class. You can actually change out your classes as long as you're able to unlock them. And that right there opens up more opportunity to play with different people that have the similar class as you. You can just switch it over and like upgrade that class some more, so you just be all powerful. Most definitely digging this game, and like I just want to like pick a day and just take off and play it all fucking day. Like my only like downfall to this game, it is difficult to play by yourself.
Oh yeah.
I attempted to, and it's just like I can't, and sometimes our schedules don't line up and I just want to play. Luckily they have where you can quick play with people in certain maps.
Have you done that?
I saw that.
I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
But they didn't have that in the last game. Now they have it in this game, and I'm like, oh, that's sweet. It reminds me of Destiny, where you pick a mission, and then other people that need to do that mission loads in as well, and you can run around with them. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So next time, like if these guys aren't ready to play and I'm ready to play, I'm going to hit that up and do missions with other people. So, but that was a big improvement that needed to happen, and I'm very happy for it. But yeah, if you're going to play this game by yourself, prepare yourself to die like a lot and get surrounded. It happens so quickly.
Oh yeah.
You're like constantly, I'm looking behind me the whole time. Even when I'm playing with Brett, it helped out a lot now because his second class is a dog, and his dog runs around and just kills so much shit, and it helps out alert us whenever enemies are nearby. But yeah, I am hands down, this is game of the year for me.
So Austin, how you feel about this game?
Sadly, I don't think it's game of the year because the well, I know you enjoy the story. So me, I'm just like, it's whatever. It's this fantastical world, and there's like old-timey stuff with like futuristic stuff, but it's like in the past, or I don't even know, like there's aliens and there's robots.
Fairies, vampires.
Yeah. So it's very like mythical creatures mixed with a little, I guess, steampunk or something like that.
Yeah.
And but I enjoy the gameplay. I enjoy the enemies. Like every location you go to has unique enemies, and you have to relearn like how they attack, what they do, and then obviously the bosses are like the main thing. This whole like battling those things are freaking amazing, and they're each so unique. Like we face a not spectral, like a toad from space or something, and it would like warp around and run at you, and then it would summon stars that would shoot like come out from around it, and then it would summon them above the whole arena and then drop them down, and there's like no way to dodge that, and it's just like figuring out how to get through something like that, whether it's like go out and get better weapons and better gear, which usually is what you have to do, and then exploring new things. And
that mission right there felt like a Elden Ring boss battle.
Yes.
Like, that's the only thing that was going through my head.
Yeah. What's the other one we did? We did one.
So we did Jurors, and then we figured out it was too difficult, and then we jumped into Brett's, and we did the Ghost.
Oh yeah, we did the ones at the
Ghost
Asylum.
At the Asylum.
Crazy Asylum. We did a couple
That
of
one was
bosses.
That
amazing.
was amazing.
It was a ghost in this very small map, and she hit really hard, so you couldn't get hit because everyone only has 3 health stones to bring you back or help someone else
So
up.
there's
and
also a way to upgrade that. Did you know that?
yes, I do.
Okay.
Because in the first one you could do
I'm
that
at
too.
Rela Charge 5 now, buddy. I got 5 hearts.
Dang,
in
I
this
do not
business.
have that. We've been just surviving on 3 each.
Yeah.
It's hard. But yeah, like something like that. And then it went from you're fighting in this courtyard, you think you killed her, but then she takes you into like the spectral
Into the
realm.
house. Yeah, she takes you into the house, and then it's like a Silent Hill scenario where she's coming after you.
Coming out of the walls, out of the ceiling, out of the floor. She'll spawn somewhere and send little minions at you, and you have to go find her. And it's just this crazy mass chaos with you and 2 other people, and it's just so much fun. So much fun. And yeah, I found it not super difficult to actually play by yourself, but it's not as fun
Yeah.
And I've done that a few times, but I'm just like, I'd rather play with y'all.
I think it depends on the class that you have, because your class is definitely a big like tank. Like kind of
Yeah, I'm
bruiser
challenger.
character.
Yeah.
Whereas other classes, definitely have a lot more. They're squishier.
Yes.
Well, that's where you just got to focus in.
Yours
on your,
is.
Yeah, mine is.
Your gunslinger.
And I found out that you got to focus in on certain aspects of, like, if you do go in by yourself, there's a certain mod that you can get that you equip like a healing grenade, and you can use that to help you out, which that helped me out a lot. It helped Brett and I out because we were going down this fucking tower of electricity and it was slowly moving down.
Oh my God.
And then
Did he tell you about this?
No. So we were in this tower and electricity is going down, but there's electricity. So it's like a sandwich and there's only one good spot. And as you're going down,
It's spiral ramp.
It's spiral
that goes
ramp.
down.
And as you're
there's
going
a
down-
tree in the middle,
yep.
and it's got electricity on the top and electricity at the bottom that spans the entire spiral.
Yeah. So you're running down while enemies are coming out at you. And then on each like level, there's a couple like these rubies, like diamond looking things, stones that are there. And the electricity will light them up and they'll light up and they explode. So you have to run out of the way and keep going and fighting these enemies. It took one night, it took Brett, I think we tried 10 different times and it got too late and we went to bed.
Holy crap.
And then the next day we played it, and as Brett was running, I had my grenade mod for healing equipped on me, and I was shooting it at him whenever I saw his health bar down, so it would help him out to keep moving forward. As long as one of us got down there, it would end. And like it was just, I hated that map. I hated it. It was so fucking difficult.
It was by far the hardest level, the
Yeah.
hardest boss.
It was a
we've had to
boss.
fight. And it's not even a boss.
It's not even
just like
boss, it's just like-
a fucking tree that we're having to like run against hordes of bad guys.
Yep.
Wow.
And like make your way down. But it's just like there was hordes that were coming out, and then there was sometimes the explodey guys that were like mutated, like with like you shoot them enough and they blow up because they got like fungus all over them. So like they will hit you, and then you got some guys that are very heavy, like tanky kind of characters. And then you also have to be mindful of the electricity, not just below you, but above you, because you have to be right in the middle of it. So you're running around this like ramp, and sometimes the ramp will finally like drop down a little bit. But if you stay too long on like one level, the top will keep coming down on top of you and electrocute you, or you go too far down too quickly, and then you hit the bottom, and that electrocutes you. And the second you hit the electricity, you die.
Yep.
So like you have to do it quickly.
And that's another thing about this game. You don't even need bosses for it to be like super difficult. It's just like certain levels are like you have to figure out a perfect way to get through it. That's just a tiny example. There was another like kind of boss mission where you're going through this labyrinth of cubes that are like trying to flatten you, and they're going in the same like a certain direction. And you blow up one side of the cube, and it opens up like a
Have you
crevice.
used this one?
Yes, I
Yeah.
did. It
Opens up a crevice, so once it lands, you can hide inside of it, and it keeps going and folding and folding, and the cube never gets destroyed, you know? And then there was another one that Brett and I just recently did with a little, like, you set off traps, and you have to go through this, like, maze as these, like, arrows are
God.
shooting out at you.
Yeah.
And, like, each time you step on a platform, new arrows will start shooting the other direction.
It's like a mummy's tomb.
yeah.
Wow.
And it was awful.
It was awful. So,
Well, that's different from what I remember the first one. It was just bosses, and this
Yeah,
one
it's
seems
just
like
bosses.
they're actual like world puzzles that
This
you gotta get through. So it's not like, oh, I'm the strongest, I'm
Yep.
the fastest, I got the most health. It's
like
you have to actually
you have
think.
to think
Yeah.
through it, and
Or you're gonna
I think
die.
that's what another like great improvement in this game was, is like the details in the puzzles and trying to solve them, and the hidden like gems that you can find in this game is just amazing.
Well, it's like what we learned too with like fighting the the monster that was in your world, Austin. Like we realized if we put on some armor that gave us like a certain type of resistance.
Oh yeah, I forgot
we
about
were
that.
much stronger. Now I haven't had to do that
Pokemon
all the
rules.
time, but like like Pokemon rules or whatever. So like every piece of armor, you started out if you like pre-order the game, you got like 4 or 5 armor sets. But you also can unlock armor throughout playing the game if you know how to like find the right secrets and stuff. We've unlocked 2 armor pieces now, I think.
I thought 3.
Maybe 3. I don't
Yeah.
know. We got a lot of armor now that we
Yeah.
like mishmash.
Yeah.
And it's really cool that you can like, okay, I want this headpiece, this bottom piece, and it gives me enough of like corrosive updates. And then we also learn, or like, defenses to things.
Yeah.
But like the heavier the armor is, the more it encumbers you, and then you can't dodge roll as
Do
quickly.
that fat roll they call it.
Yeah. So it's like
It's not even a roll, you
so
just
that's
jump
like
on your
a
stomach.
hard thing, It's like you just like flop. And that's what I really like about this game a lot, is that the the upgrade system is. It seems like it's more complex than it was last time. I can't remember what it was like before.
Yeah,
but
it's more complex.
It seems like it's more complex. I mean, you have your armor change outs. You have a lot of rings that you can like modify. You have 4 rings.
So
you can
many
carry.
rings.
Yeah, we're
So
almost
many
full.
rings. And the rings are neat though because they give you nice buffs and debuffs. So as you unlock new rings, you can like swap them out. You have an amulet that gives you some extra abilities as well. Then you have this trait system that you put points into. That's like your ability tree to like min-max your character. And it's interesting to see how as you learn your character's archetype capabilities, you're like, oh, I want to funnel more points. Like I'm squishy, so I put a lot of efforts into my stamina, my health early on, and then I unlocked an ability that's specific to my medic class. It opens up my AOE abilities, so like my healing has a larger net now, like 25% more like space to like heal people. And then
Nice.
we also found that like if you do certain missions, you unlock additional trait cards.
Yes.
that you can upgrade by playing the game, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think I got like 4 more trade cards out of that.
So you start out with like 4, right? And like 1 is
Yeah.
your class ability
one's-
that upgrades over time.
Yeah.
And then you start finding new ones as you play the game. Okay.
Yeah.
I think in the last one, you kind of had most of them all there, and you would have to pick like, I think you had like two
The last
rows.
one, I think, as soon as you hit certain levels, you'll unlock more trait cards.
Okay.
Because there was more trait cards than just the basic ones.
Yeah. When you started the first one.
But they did have one trait card, which I'm surprised they don't have in this one, where it gives you an XP boost. Because I remember Travis,
Yeah.
whenever I started playing with him, he's just like, you want to put everything into that right now.
Yeah, right,
I was just like,
right.
okay, because I was putting everything in health and stuff, like your
Yeah,
basic
yeah,
shit, your
yeah.
health, your stam and stuff
Yeah.
like that. He's like, no, put it in that. It's like knowledge or something, and you'll get more experience.
yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised they didn't have that one.
Oh, you have that ring we just unlocked. That
Yeah,
gives
we
you
did
plus
unlock the ring.
10%.
I
It gives you
put
plus
that.
10% experience gained.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
But
So
yeah,
there's a
dude.
little bit of buff there.
Yeah, and they got more classes now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, okay, so you guys got your second class, right? Or you even got a third class?
He has a third
yeah.
class now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you go and look at the options, like, are more available to you, or do you have to find those?
So here's how the class system works. And I didn't realize this until I got to that point.
Yeah.
So to unlock a class, you have to have an item.
Well,
so
first you
can't-
have to be level 10 for
Yes.
your original class.
So you have to be level 10 with your original class, but in order
so
to
close.
add a second archetype, you have to have an item. And you don't know what that item is. You really have to basically look it up or figure it out. There are certain items you can get at Ward 13 that'll unlock 3 or 4 additional classes. And then other classes are only accessible by playing the game in the world. And you find the item somewhere in the world.
Yep.
So what I did was I looked up online and it was like, oh, you need to get this like iron thing or whatever, and it'll unlock a class. So I was like, oh, cool, I'll go buy that. So I bought it. I took it to Wallace, which you take it to him, you craft it, and then he will give you that item as a upgraded item, and then that unlocks that class ability. So when I did that, it unlocked the challenger class, and I was like, fuck, not what I wanted.
I like
But-
it.
Yeah.
yeah. So I ran with that for a little bit, and then I was like, no, what I really want is I want that dog. I want the dog. So I went out and looked that up, and that requires like a whistle. Thank you. So that's another guy in town. So you had to go to him. You had to have 1,000 scrap and 1,500 scrap, and I didn't have scrap because I just spent it all on the other class upgrade. So I had to grind to get that. And then I went out and bought the whistle when it upgraded Wallace again, and then unlocked that one.
Yep.
So what's cool though,
But you don't have 3 classes. You can just have 2, right?
you have
Yeah,
2
you can only
active
have
at
2.
any point,
Okay.
but you can
But
swap
you
them
have-
out on the
yeah.
fly.
Oh, okay.
So anytime I want, I can swap out my medic and my dog with any other class that I've unlocked once
Yeah.
I've gotten that item and crafted it.
Is that what
once
that
again will-
big circle is at the top
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Once again, that'll help you out in what battle you're planning on facing.
Yeah.
But you just need to make sure you're upgraded enough to have most of the perks out of it. I know the engineer class is in the world that we're in, the robot world, but you have to run through the death smoke
Oh, shit.
to get to it and then
Okay.
get out.
So you got to get the like negative buff.
And then
that's
the
cool.
necromancer
Or anti-buff.
one, the necromancer, I think it's necromancer or whatever. That one's interesting to do because you can only get it in a particular way. In the jungle area that we were in, the moon changes colors. And you'll notice it if the moon is red, then you'll see these little purple orbs floating around. You have to shoot those, get 10 of them, and then you're able to get that class because you have to take it to an altar that we found with the blue lady. You have to take it there, do it, and then you get that class and you can unlock that one. So certain classes you have to do a certain particular task in order to get the relic or item in order to get that class unlocked.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that with this, you don't really have to create another character because what you do is you just unlock these class abilities. And if I decide I'm going to jump in and play with you, Austin, I can just, whenever I want to, just swap my classes and then I can start leveling up that class. So my character, my armor, and all the shit that I gather throughout the course of the gameplay is always there. You don't scrap any of that. So I can just, literally, it's just my character is just an avatar. And then I just like swap it with whatever I want, whenever I want, and then upgrade whatever that specific
Then how do you
trait
change
ability is.
difficulty?
That's where you have to
difficulty.
reload the world.
Yeah, reload the world.
Yeah,
But
so
I
So you
think
could start a new game, right?
Yes, but that's going to take you to not to the very beginning though.
Yeah.
Takes you to like when you start into the first like world.
Yeah, but then you have to start a new character and pick class and then grind out again, right?
I don't know if you do have to do all that.
I don't think so.
Well, I started a new character.
Yeah.
So I picked the dog guy, whatever
Okay.
it's called. And yeah, like you just skip the intro, all the
Tutorial stuff.
Yeah. And go straight into the world. But I'm a new character, so I'm like level 1. So I
Okay.
have to go in and do everything all over again. Like I don't have anything. Obviously, I started the character later, and I didn't even complete the whole story with the first one. So maybe there's like a new game plus where you can like take that
Actually,
character.
honestly, that probably would be what it is. Well, I don't know. Actually,
I don't think they have a new.
we
game
haven't
plus.
made it that far to figure it out.
yeah.
But I
Well,
can
they've
imagine if you
prompted
change-
me at the bottom like if you ever want to change. I'm pretty sure it told me your character stays with you, but the whole world resets.
Yeah, the whole world resets. It wouldn't
Yeah.
like take you back to square one. Because I can imagine, I don't think any game will do that.
What if I want to up the
If you want to up the difficulty, I don't think any game will like.
but you
do
only
that.
pick the difficulty when you start a new game.
You do that all the time with other games.
No, you can pick a new difficulty in the world after you get to a certain point in the game. So whenever you go to the stone and you have like all of your levels to like choose from, at the very bottom there's an option to reload the world with an upgraded difficulty.
Oh, so it is like Destiny, because Destiny
Okay.
does the same thing. Where
Yeah.
if you're in the world thing and you're in your ship, you can
Yeah,
select
yeah.
the difficulty like whatever mode.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, it's called reroll campaign. So
Oh, there we go.
to change your difficulty, you reroll your campaign progress. So there's no way to change difficulty on the fly.
Ah.
You head to the world stone, select the world settings at the bottom of the menu, reroll campaign, and select a new difficulty to restart the campaign on.
There you go.
Is it the whole campaign or just that bit that
I
you're
think
on?
so.
So if you'd like to avoid re-rolling your entire campaign, you can
So it
instead
is.
select a new difficulty in adventure mode. Adventure
Oh, that's
mode
right, it
lets
had
you
two different
take
modes.
it lets you take on individual worlds at your desired difficulty, separate from the campaign. You'll keep
that's-
any rewards you earn in adventure mode, but quest items do not carry over.
That's another thing I didn't realize. There was a adventure mode.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I saw that today
Man.
on TikTok. Oh, one thing I do enjoy about this game, and I realized this whenever I selected to talk to someone, because the choices you get to pick, they are fucking funny as fuck. Like this, like we were talking to someone, and he's fucking dead serious about shit, and your character, you can just like either option's just fucking hilarious. She's just like, "Yeah, I'm here, and I don't know how I got here." Like just like blatantly, just like. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just here to kill shit. I'm like, okay, I like this. I like the dialogue.
Exactly
option.
how I feel.
Yeah, these people are so serious, and you're just like, I don't know, I'm just fighting shit.
I'm just fighting
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
killing shit.
There's this one person that was like something about some person that they loved or cared about or whatever. It's like, oh, you mean that statue thing that I killed a while back?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
And they're like, yeah, that's my sister. And you're like, oh, fuck. And when Brett said that, I started backing up and getting ready to shoot. I was like, this is not going to end well.
Did it end well?
Oh, yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah, we went down the right path. And guy, that's when we
Nice,
got the
nice.
cool trait that gives us damage reduction.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But yeah, no, I think once you unlock the second ability, the second class, this game opens up a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Because like now I can like I have so many rings and so many like so much armor and all this different stuff that it's like I can mod my character out the way I want it to be. And I felt like I was really weak for the longest time. And now like with my medic, I can drop off heals whenever I want, which is awesome. And then I also have the ability to like heal on the fly as
Yep.
I'm going through to based on certain things that I do. And then the dog, I can send the dog in to like fight for me. And then so he like takes AoE while I'm just sitting here like shooting people. And then we got these guns from one of the bosses that we killed.
dude,
and I got
holy
this
shit.
fucking gun. Dude, this gun's amazing. It's a freaking rifle. And I've leveled it up like 6 times now. And so when it reloads, it doesn't really reload. It just like has this like aura that comes out of it. But it has a special ability built into it You may actually have gotten this one too. I think we all got it from the same.
Well, we have to
but-
mod it. He wasn't with us when we did it.
Okay, so we had to like mod it or whatever.
You have to craft it.
Yeah, so I crafted this thing and I go out there and I fight people. It takes 3 shots to kill, or 2 to 3 shots to kill a normal person. But what it does when we're playing bosses, I activate my my mutator, my mod or whatever,
This
and it makes me invisible. And it turns my gun into a fully automatic weapon
This
with infinite
dude.
ammunition. So
Yeah.
I just fucking rail these bosses for like 10 or 15 seconds.
And he does it at the worst possible timing.
Like you're dying?
Oh no! Like we're about to face him. It's like invisible, and the boss is on me, and I'm like motherfucker.
And you're
Hey,
squishy.
Now it goes for my dog though. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah. But yeah, it's so good. It's like
Yeah.
whenever you're like in the middle of a boss battle, it's just I activate this thing and I can just like take down a quarter of health with
Yeah.
this like ability. And then
I feel like this game's gonna get broken. Like, there's got to be a point where you just have the multi-class of gods, and
that's what
just
I'm
like
thinking.
so.
Yeah.
It's like you got to be like, I can't wait to go to the next difficulty and see how that hard,
Yeah.
that how difficult. Because I feel like
Yeah.
we figured out, like we got stuck on some bosses, we leveled up, and now we're like, oh, this is easy.
Oh, we
You know what
always
I mean?
go in adventure mode and just fucking rank it up, you know.
Yeah, just see.
But like
can
what I
take
kind of
on.
wish they did, and I don't think they're doing it or utilizing it, is like we have so much stuff, right? And so many classes and all that stuff that we can unlock. I wish there was a because in certain games you can like have different choices. You can set up a character. You know what I mean? You have your base character, but you can have different like what is that called? You have different loadouts. You can set
Yeah.
up different loadouts for
Yeah,
those different.
that would be
like,
nice.
That would be cool.
Man, I wish you could sell some of your
So
stuff.
it'd be like super quick.
Yeah.
You
But
can
I
just
gu- I
switch
guess-
There's
over.
certain rings that I'm like, I don't give a shit about this
Yeah.
ring ever.
yeah.
And then
Or store it.
oh, that's what I was going to say. Someone did break the
Story.
game. This one guy, he just stands there and takes all damage from the boss and has like a Gatling gun, and you just see the health bar just melt as he's getting hit, and his health bar is just boom, boom, just slowly like centimeter by centimeter, and he's just fucking wrecking. Like I meant to send that to you guys, but I was just like, oh my god.
Well, now we got to figure out what that is.
Yeah, he has like something equipped that's like really like a lot of things equipped helping him out. But
I mean, we feel godlike, so I'm like, well, what's the challenge of defeating these monsters now?
I mean, it's still challenging. We fought one boss recently where he was destroying platforms as we were fucking trying to run around and shooting out root rot at us.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah. Have you gotten fully root rotted yet?
yes.
Dude,
It
that shit's
sucks.
bullshit.
So there's a
I hate
ring
it.
that will dispel all root rot, and you never get it.
Oh, really?
And as soon as you get into the jungle world, there's a guy there. You probably
Yeah,
missed
we
him
haven't
because
found him yet.
I missed him. As soon as you come into that world, he's right there by the stone. But
Is he?
he's like stuck on the wall because he has root rot.
that's
on
what I'm
him.
saying.
Oh,
Dude.
no, we talked to him.
Oh,
no,
you
we
did?
didn't.
You sure?
That's a different guy.
Oh, okay.
This
Yeah,
guy's
'cause-
actually like one of the like characters that you fight that he kind of looks like that.
Yeah.
But he's like, there's root rot coming out of his head and all this stuff. And I was trying to find him whenever we were playing.
Okay.
And that's
Yeah,
why
you
I was
can-
like,
we need to
I
go
know
back to that
that's
first. I
what
don't
I'm
remember where we spawned in though.
Yeah, we spawned in a different area though. That's the issue.
Oh, of that place?
Yeah, because once
shit.
you go through the labyrinth area, the central world, once you go through there, it'll spawn you somewhere different
In that world.
in that world. So, like for example, whenever we spawn into your robot world,
Yeah.
it spawned us into a area that we went through, and it was to the main boss guy, and he was talking to us about, hey, go do this
Oh.
mission. So I don't know where that area is at.
Okay. Well, I know where it's at.
All right, cool.
That's where I spawned in at. Yeah, I talked to the guy, and I didn't know who was. I thought he was just some guy you talked to, and he's like, "Oh, you want to see my wares?" This is after I got root rotted.
Oh, that's
I was trying to
funny.
kill like the first mini boss guy, and I was like, "Oh, dispels all root rot."
and see, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
I'm overpowered in this area now.
This
'cause
game, there's so much like replayability because there's so much shit that I know that I have missed because I've seen it and I want to find it, and I'm going to be playing this game forever. And then they're going to come out with DLC content, and I'm going to keep playing it forever.
I can't wait till the DLC too.
Yeah. Well, I think this game is very important because it's a $50 game, so it's not even full price.
Yeah.
It's very tight on what it's doing, which I kind of feel like it's too tight, but I mean, that's just kind of a nitpick. And I think it's got overwhelming positive reviews on Steam. So I think the first one was like a cult classic, and not a lot of people. There's a review here. Is like I didn't even play the first game, and I think that could get a remastered. Honestly,
Oh yeah,
and I think having this one really makes it. I think this is the one it's gonna break out from.
this is how games should be right here.
Yes, this
Zero
is how games used to be.
microtransactions.
Yeah. This guy has he's like let's see. He has pros: $50 price tag, no live service, great co-op, Souls-like light, graphics and aesthetics were good. Show don't tell, randomization. The cons were mechanics, which I can understand that. The story, I don't think is very good either. 3-man co-op, yeah, I wish there was 4. Something about armor.
Well,
Armor plays a role, but not as much as accessories. That's kind of true in a way. And yeah.
what
So-
sucks about the armor, because I had it in the first one, and they don't have it in this, and I keep complaining about it, is that you can't upgrade the armor. I wish you could
Yeah,
upgrade
that'd
the
be
armor.
nice.
That'd be nice. But it's still fun.
Yeah.
One less thing I have to worry about upgrading. you
That's
know?
true, and you need less resources. Like
Yeah.
you just put all of your cash into getting
firepower, baby.
iron and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, firepower.
Yeah, I would say the only couple of things I would change in this is that I love to be able to stash my equipment that I'm not worried about right now and just put it in a locker somewhere, like
Yeah.
all my rings and all the stuff.
Right.
And that's it.
Oh, no. I wish you can dismantle some guns, at least to their
Oh, yeah, yeah,
basic,
yeah.
to their basic
To get
form,
some of
to
your
get your
salvage
scrap back.
That'd be
Yeah.
nice.
That would be like super nice. I understand why they don't do it.
Maybe half, at least half.
Yeah, but still, I understand.
Something.
I understand why they don't do it. But I get
It's
so
probably
many
nice. It's like a risk
guns.
reward kind of thing of like, okay, you can invest a lot into this, but you're probably gonna get something better. So
Yeah.
how much do you want to push up?
I think one thing they could do towards the end, outside of just like replaying everything at hard difficulty, would be have challenge levels for each of these. So like maybe
kinda
even like
Diablo with the nightmare mode, like it keeps
I don't
going
know.
up
I don't
and
know
up.
what that is.
So like with Diablo, you do a challenge rating. and
Okay.
If you do that challenge rating and you do it enough, you can upgrade it even more and more. You keep going to torment, and you can keep going and going and make it more difficult. And the higher the
That'd be
risk,
cool.
the greater the reward for
I
it.
was thinking more like Division 2, where you go like room to room and get more and more difficult. Or maybe there's like a boss that's like way like it may even like
I see what you're saying.
Vermintide in a way. Well, it's not like a whole world long area, but like
Just a linear
you
path.
just go,
and you go
like maybe you go like 5, 6, 10, 20 levels and you try to get to the end. There's like
That would
you
be
can
a
even
cool-
have its own currency where you get like special stuff to earn rewards over time, and each world has something like that. Because I feel like the things respawn, but it'd be nice to be like, well, now I got to be a little more tactical
I see what you're saying.
about it, but without having like this giant world where you go up, down, all around. It's just like, well, here it is.
I
Here's a
love the
little
giant
arena.
world.
Yeah, I like
Wish
the
it
giant
could-
world too.
something
it
could-
could. I mean, it could be kind of like a
DLC later on.
Returnal style, where it's just like
Like a
just little
roguelike.
tiny room
That'd be cool.
spaces. Like
Yeah.
where it's very varied, and there's like every so often you got some bosses you encounter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's definitely some potential here because I mean, like the upgrade system I think is pretty solid. Other than the few quirks that we talked about, the menu design stuff is really really good now, and the graphics are great. The performance is great.
amazing.
They just dropped a new patch that even made the performance even better. Like I'm running easily 65 to 85 frames per second maxed
Yep.
out on this game, and it's running great. And it looks good. It's just fun, man. It's so
They
polished,
nailed
so
it.
good.
They
I
nailed
didn't
it.
know that this the developer. I was telling Jason this last night. Gunfire Games. They're the former half of the studio team that worked on Darksiders series.
Oh, okay.
So that was what they worked on: Darksiders 1, 2, and then 3 before they like created the studio and started working on Remnant.
Gotcha.
I thought that was really interesting. But yeah, they know what's up, man.
We need more of these games. Like super focused. They know where they're going. They basically just made the same game, but like upgraded it and made a lot of things work better and work more fluid, and it looks pretty. Better, like cool worlds.
Yeah,
And
where
like
the
just
world's
do
diverse.
this.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that a company. Oh, that's where I jumped off. watching us play. I'm afraid a company might like come and try to buy them up, and or I'm afraid that if someone buys them up, that they're just gonna completely
Battle
change.
Royale Remnant.
Yeah, battle royale.
Well, so their publisher is Gearbox. So that's
Interesting.
cool. Yeah. So they're under the
much
Gearbox
as
Publishing house.
As much as I have problems with Gearbox, I think that actually is a good thing for these guys.
It fits. Yeah.
Yeah, it really does.
For those that don't know, this game is available on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. I don't think it has crossplay,
I
but
thought someone told me it did.
maybe it does. I don't know. But either way, it's so good. It's $50, as Austin mentioned earlier, and it is like, I mean, it's hard not to recommend this game.
Yeah.
If you have friends, even better. Up 3 friends or
Oh,
2
yeah.
friends, like it's awesome.
Remnant 2 does not have crossplay between
Yeah.
all playable things.
Damn, dude. So glad I got a PC.
I know.
Thank you.
Oh, my
Would've been like,
Lord.
I'd
sorry,
never be
Jason.
playing this.
So mad.
Yeah, I wouldn't have bought
You'd
this
just be
on,
playing it.
Yeah, I'll just be playing by myself.
Man, how lame would that be?
Pretty goddamn lame, dude.
Oh man.
It says main story is 20 hours to beat. Main plus sides is 27, which would probably be us. Completionist is 57. So
Yeah. I think we'll be on 57 if we play it. I mean, I could definitely see I have not lost any interest in this game.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
zero.
usually like when I'm playing a game, like I'm like, man, I just kind of want to get through it. I want to see the end, but I easily could see myself going back and just like exploring. Like I'd have no problem, and this is rare to say, of going into other people's worlds and just dropping in and just like playing.
Yeah.
Like I just love the gameplay. It's
And you
so
can
good.
do that. That's what's so crazy about it. It doesn't matter what level you're at. You still can just jump in and
unlock
still,
shit.
and
Yeah.
it still can be super difficult for you.
So would you say this is kind of like Dark Tide in the sense of gameplay? Not like one-on-one, but
It's
like,
better than Dark Tide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my follow-up question would be, what do you think Dark Tide could take from this?
Be good.
Better.
No, I think performance wise, it's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's this very noticeable here. The performance is
Yeah.
really good.
Performance gameplay?
Yeah, I like Dark Tide a lot. I just never got you guys. I mean, we just never play.
I'm down.
I'm down to play. I got it on Xbox.
I told you I have it. I'm
Oh,
ready.
that's right.
I was ready to start a new
that's right.
character just to play with
Yeah.
Jason.
Well, let me know. Let's do it after we beat Remnant.
Yeah, I want to play Remnant more.
Yeah. Well, I also started playing Division with you guys, so we gotta
we gotta go back to
we gotta
that.
finish this shit. You know, like.
we gotta go back to Division 2.
But anytime you want to play, like he does, text me up, and if I'm available,
You
I
got
will
it.
jump in.
You got it.
I may not be available, but
I know.
I will.
I really just want to take a day off and play this all
I
fucking
know.
day.
Yeah, this game's good. It's so good.
It really is.
There's even like perks that we didn't talk about. You unlock over time. You unlock different skills you can swap out. Yeah, every character has a skill, a specific skill tied to them, and you can unlock those as you progress your character up to change that skill out, which gives you even more abilities. Every gun can have a mod attached to it, and then later on a mutator that can like add a buff
Yep.
or debuff or whatever to the gun.
You also
So
add
there's-
mutators to your Dragon Hearts as well.
Yeah.
How do you feel if this game had an open world? Make it better or worse?
It's kind of open worldish in certain areas. I think it'll make it worse. I think
Yeah.
what they have here is gold.
I like
Open enough.
that I feel accomplished after I exit a world that I've seen it all. Because
seen it all?
Well, I've seen the majority of it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I like that I can pull up the map and be like, okay, I've clearly seen all this stuff because there's no more red or no more whatever the color is that you haven't explored.
Yeah.
You know, like I can clearly tell this is explored. Just like kind of in Diablo. Like I think if it was open world, it would be too much. And I'd be like, nah, this has too much to it, and I'd stop playing. Like Zelda.
Well, I didn't mean like Zelda.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, that game had too much. And if this opened up more, like, I wouldn't like it.
I feel a little constrained by the map that it's just like, here's your area. And it's like I completely see everywhere I can go. And I kind of like a mystery of like, you open
You have
up.
to start, you can't see it. You have to unlock the
you have
fog
to
of
start.
war.
Yeah. But once you see that, you're like, oh, I kind of already been. I feel like I want more areas to explore in here. Not that it has to be like open world areas, but
Yeah.
like, I just feel like it's easy to go through these worlds pretty quick, especially if you have, a team of 3. Oh, there's that part with Brett dies.
Yeah.
Or gets sucked in.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad game, but I do wish it to evolve later.
Yeah, there was this one mission. We go upstairs and like we're searching everything, and Brett decides to jump in a chair, and it takes him down to a boss battle and leads us to upstairs.
Brett was like,
"Brett, where are you?" He's like, "Oh no, oh no."
I was very squishy at this time too, so it was a bad thing.
Yeah.
It was a very bad thing. So yeah, overall, great game. There's been a few bugs here and there. I had a point where I T-posed at one point in the world.
Oh yeah.
I also have now crashed the desktop twice in the
crashed
game.
on me
so
once.
fortunately, it saves properly,
Shit.
through the game. But it has done a crash the desktop, unfortunately. But beyond that, I mean, the game's been running great, super smooth, plays well, hard as shit, but it's super fun.